Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here, and welcome to the 7th challenge in the Against All Challenges Metaseries, and the 3rd series premiere in the last 8 days. Thanks for that, Hunted Part 2. It is 2023, and celebrating the end of the channel's absence, Against All Challenges is a series of series in the 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time timeslot. If you're just joining us, the Metaseries already contains 6 complete challenges and 60 episodes altogether. We're now down to the final 2 and most challenging of them all. Up next, at last, is Escape the Darkwalker, which I've neither played nor ever watched anyone play. But it's fine, because this challenge takes place entirely in the daytime, and every enemy is 100% visible and thus easy to avoid. Yeah, that was sarcasm. It's the opposite of those two things, and this is going to be the most utterly terrifying thing I've ever done in the long dark. I've been playing since 2015, but, oddly enough, I haven't touched the challenges since the game left early access in 2017. So, in the spirit of getting a long hibernating channel back up and running, I decided to do all of them. After Escape the Darkwalker, Only as the Dead Sleep remains, which was inspired by the community's unofficial Dead Man challenge and is widely regarded as the most challenging way to play vanilla Long Dark without using custom settings or rule sets. Here are our rules. Every challenge gets its own playlist in the Metaseries. If I fail a challenge, I will start over within the same playlist and try again until I succeed. This is the first one that's likely to kill me repeatedly, by the way, so we'll see how it goes. But before we even begin to think about how terribly all of this might go, let me, as always, say thank you to our new nobles and champions. Becoming a member of a YouTube channel you're subscribed to is like subscribing to a creator you already follow on Twitch, and it increases how much your viewership supports the channel by 300 to 400%, at least. Champions at around 2,000%, which is why their names are up in lights right now. The member badges and emotes you've seen around chat and in comments are just the 2 most visible perks. You can see a full list of them by clicking Join, which depending on your device is either right next to the subscribe button or beneath the channel intro on the channel's front page. At the time of this recording, membership is pretty much brand new, both to the channel and to YouTube. But every single one of you who has signed up helps me spend less time catering to YouTube algorithms, and you give me more freedom to focus on the kind of content the Legion's already here for, which helps everybody, regardless of whether they are a member themselves. So whether you're a champion and your name is scrolling by on the screen right now, whether you're a noble or whether you're a long-term subscriber and maybe you're just now realizing the channel is back, so happy you could join us for the absolute hardest part of this Metaseries, by the way. Good to see you. Thank you for all the generosity. Thank you so much for everything with which you have supported and continue to support the channel over the years. And with that, without any further ado, we have completed the Nomad Challenge. We've completed the Archivist Challenge. We've completed the Whiteout and Hopeless Rescue Challenges. We've completed the Hunted Part 1 and Part 2, leaving us solely with Escape the Darkwalker and As the Dead Sleep. The Darkwalker is hunting you. Paint glyphs to survive as long as you can. Search for the green fires. Learn all you can about the Darkwalker. Hey, lore, cool. Knowledge will help you find a way to defeat the entity. So, right out of the gate, we are given a much more nebulous, unclear, unsettling kind of take on a challenge. The objectives are to be discovered. We don't know exactly what we have to do. I don't know exactly what I have to do. I have only researched the amount of information on this challenge. Don't worry, I didn't look up any guides. I just looked up the press from when they announced the Escape the Darkwalker challenge in order to remind myself, how did they describe it when it was first revealed to the player base? And one of the major aspects of this challenge that really sets it apart from what we've been doing so far, and sets it far apart, is that this challenge takes place during endless night. The sun will never rise in this mode. So you're always stuck outside, not outside, but you're always stuck in the dark, inside or outside, whether there is a blizzard or other weather anomaly, or the Darkwalker about to kill you, whatever the heck that is, or not. Doesn't matter. It's always going to be dark. And we have this supernatural, paranormal, evil thing An actual demon. We've been joking about demons up to this point in the meta-series. Okay, I'm going on and on because I'm terrified and I'm already sweating. So let's just do the... What's this? Oh, yeah, someone mentioned to me that I can actually start. I can pick where I start. So, I mean, I kind of want to go somewhere that would be... I can start in Pleasant Valley. That would be super entertaining. I do kind of want to go somewhere that I feel like I would get a good amount of loot right away. But I also want to go somewhere that I'm reasonably familiar with. Yeah, screw it. Let's start in Pleasant Valley. Why wouldn't I just begin one of the hardest challenges in one of the zones that I historically have memed on the most? Why would that, be a problem? For advanced players, a challenging, vast mountain wilderness region with a few key shelters originally settled by hardy homesteaders. Connects to Mystery Lake, Coastal Highway, Timberwolf Mountain, and Black Rock. I forgot about the connection to Black Rock. Maybe we could head there. Or maybe we can go to Timberwolf Mountain because, again, silly decisions. That's kind of where we're at now. Let's let Mark have another turn. It's time. I can't believe I'm finally typing this in. Oh my god. Darkwalker is hunting you. If it touches you, you die. Okay, so we're getting more information. Green fires offer protection. Paint glyphs to survive as long as you can. With enough knowledge about the entity, you might be able to banish it for good. So, looks like there are 3 glyphs. Lure, which attracts the Darkwalker. Why would you do that? I mean, maybe to lure it one direction before you run in another direction. Ward gives a safe zone for 15 minutes. And Dispel Fog. Delay fog by 50%. One use only. One use only for the entire... So, let me get this straight. This challenge, we're going to have not just perpetual night, but perpetual fog? Or worsening fog? Okay. Okay. All right, let's go. Remember, endless night. Darkwalker arrival. All right, there's a timer. Flare, wool toque, spray paint, glyph. On the nature of Darkwalkers. Read text. Glyphs of power and their uses. Lure, attract the Darkwalker. Ward, a shield if only for a little while. Dispel, push back the choking fog, but only once. Darkwalkers spread fear and feed on oblivion. Knowledge will help you defeat the entity for good. So we have to find green fires, whatever that means. We have a 15-minute timer. That's interesting. I was not aware there was a timed element at all. But let's see. Oh, wow. Look at the lighting here. What the heck? Okay. So we started in PV. Oh, you know what? I should probably put on some of the things I picked up on. Probably a good idea. What are we wearing? New plaid shirt, decent fleece mittens, ragged sports socks, worn thermal underwear. All right, not a terrible set of starting gear. As long as Mark doesn't complain too much, we'll be fine. Everything will be fine. This is fine. Are you fine? I'm fine. Got a hunting knife already. Nice. Nothing in the wood stove. Although I might be able to grab some charcoal. Yep, let's get it. All right, I don't want to waste any time breaking down those crates. I would imagine that that's 13... Yeah, it's clearly 13 minutes of... Wait, no. No, that's real time, not game time. So if I were to break down a crate, it wouldn't take, most crates take, 5 to 10 minutes to break down? Man, this light is eerie. I didn't know that Endless Night looked like this. Here's a question. We can talk about this in the premiere, and I don't mind people answering it. We can also talk about it in the comments if you missed the premiere. That's totally fine. But you should come to premieres. Premieres are fun. If you're listening to this, you're probably at a premiere. Or you're watching after the fact going, man, I wish I'd come to the premiere. That would have been fun. He's talking about how fun it is. Look at all these people in the live chat log, which you can look at anytime you want and vicariously re-experience any premiere of any episode 1 or stream that we've ever done. But anyway, I digress. We can talk about it, but when you turn on Endless Night mode via custom settings, is this what it looks like? even if the Darkwalker isn't present? Or is this green tint because the Darkwalker is coming? Which is it? Alright, so remember, I have to look for green fires. Which I have to say, everything being tinted green is less than helpful. Wait, I think I actually see a fire over there. Right as I said that, I see a fire. I think I see a source of light. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, there's a green fire that way. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go over there. So the fires offer temporary protection. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there like as fast as I possibly can. So, of sardines, worn combat boots. I mean, I can go ahead and put those on. Well, no, I can't because they're crappy. Or firewood. Okie dokie. Oh, there's another dead guy. Was that the first one I searched? Nope.
I could use this.
Okay, spray paint. So that's how we spray the glyphs. And we have 3 types. We have a lure. We have a ward, which grants 15 minutes of protection. Hello? Okay, it's just a soundtrack moment. Hi, bunnies. Hey, there's a Darkwalker one running around, so maybe go, like, hide in holes somewhere. Be safe. Alright. Grab a few pieces of birch bark. So far, I imagine the weather might get worse. Oh, listen to that sound. So far, I don't get the sense that this is a particularly challenging, like, custom world rule set with regard to, like, how cold I'm getting or any of that. Oh, listen to that. Alright, so accelerant.
I think I can use this.
Rifle cartridge. Diary page. Read text. A pale river turned in on itself, a rush of blood to my head. Only the crooked path leads me away. So that sounds just like directions. Decent Mackinac jacket. Oh, whoa, hello. Hello. Hold on. We just got a lot of good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and drop those combat boots because when do I ever wear them, let's be honest. I've got a couple of cups of coffee. Alright, so I can't take a torch out of this. Use the time before the Darkwalker arrives to prepare yourself for the hunt. So, once the Darkwalker arrives, am I just being chased perpetually? I mean, well, if you tell me in the premiere, I might already know by the end of the episode, but that's more of a rhetorical question. I'll be curious. Oh, nice. A hatchet. Yeah, so far I'm getting some good stuff. Also, of course, the first place where we arrive is the barn. Where are we? The barn. I have a flare. Let me go ahead and light it so I can see what's going on in here, because I have a feeling I will benefit from being able to pick stuff up in here, as long as I move quickly. Alright, let's go counterclockwise around the room. Worn hoodie. We can go ahead and put that on. Mackinac jacket is completely overriding its wind protection, so we'll keep that on the outside layer. Alright, there's wool mittens, which will be better than fleece. Let's put those on. Simple tools. Flare shell, rose hip. Everything is fine. I'm fine, you're fine, the Darkwalker's fine, the bunnies are fine, the old bear's fine, somewhere. Just to reiterate, I literally have never played this. There's another hatchet, which is the better of the two. Drop that one. All right, so there's a reference to a crooked river, and I already got into the... I already hopped into the cab of that truck. All right, let's head upstairs real quick. So one thing I really don't know is, again, like what happens once this guy shows up. There's another flare, that's nice. Like, will he just be on me? I don't think the Darkwalker is visible. I don't think you can actually see him. I'm searching, like, as fast as I possibly can. Dusting sulfur. I really did not need to pick that up. That was not necessary. And I wasted time putting it down, to be honest. 5 minutes. Crap. Just literally searched the barn and nothing else. So I guess if I go to the farmhouse now... Or do I go to Thompson's Crossing? If I go to Thompson's Crossing, there's at least a likelihood that I'll be able to escape the Darkwalker. See what I did there? That I'll be able to escape the Darkwalker. I'm sorry. If, that's a lie, I'm not. If I can get to, like, Coastal Highway. But I don't know how the escape mechanics work. Once the Darkwalker, quote-unquote, arrives, am I just SOL? Like... What are the possibilities? Cedar firewood, revolver ammo, dog food, simple tools. Alright, nice. Nothing else here, nothing else up here. Alright. And I imagine the Darkwalker can come inside. So again, we have... Right, I found 1 of 10 diary pages, so I do have objectives. I'm gonna ignore the flare so I can have a little bit less noise. That hiss is almost like anxiety-inducing right now, you know? I just want to get Thompson's Crossing. There's a gap in the fence. But the question is, the winding river or the crooked river that was referenced, are the diary pages location specific? Well, of course they're location specific, but let's say I started in Broken Railroad. Would it reference something that is in Broken Railroad, or is the crooked river like anywhere in the world? Is it telling me to go to Hush River Valley? If that's the case, we're going to be at this for a while, because there are larger... zones. Like, there are areas of the game that I haven't visited as much. So if we have to go to Hush River Valley while fending off a supernatural threat, that's slightly concerning. Okay, so it does seem like the fog is worsening in some way. What are my options for this? I've got the lure, the ward, and the dispel. Let's put it away. I don't know if I'm going to make it to Thompson's before these 2 minutes are up. I don't want to die. Please don't kill me, Mr. Darkwalker. I am a harmless lone survivor attempting to survive the quiet apocalypse, and you are bringing a supernatural element to a game that we all fell in love with because it never had any supernatural elements. So you, sir, are the one that needs to leave, not me. Thank you very much. Please go away. I'll give you maple syrup. I'll give you tomato soup. Huh? How about that? Want some tomato soup? No, it won't hurt you. Why would you say that? That's ridiculous. Okay, so let's now experiment with this a little bit. That was a creepy noise. So if I put a ward on this building... Okay. Now it shows a timer. Let's open the door here. I'm really hoping for a lantern in here. A lantern would be an absolute godsend. I imagine the ward protects the whole building, because wards are typically placed over locations. Alright, there's more spray paint for glyphs, which I'm absolutely going to take. Nice, so there's some more clothes, a Summit soda, some trail boots. Not as nice as the ones I'm already wearing, though. I don't want to burn too many matches. Alright, this is annoying. I just want... Okay, there we go. Alright, that timer's about to run down. So if the ward doesn't work the way I think it does, I could already be in trouble. Survive until it devours you, or you are overwhelmed by the toxic fog. Seek out the diary.
There's gotta be something useful in here.
Alright, so basically that was a cooldown period. So I probably didn't need to use the ward right then. Oh, this is great. This is great. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Is it food or...
No. No, Mark, it's rancid trout. Please don't. Everything is awesome. Alright. Let's focus. I'm going to stop memeing on the fear. / compensating. Wait, is the ward still up, or did it go away? Because I don't see information on the ward anymore. Alright, you can only paint one at a time. Okay, so supposedly the ward is still up. Wait, what was that? I feel like that was important information. Spray will not show on the map. Yes, I know that. Thank you, genius. Alright, I'm going to have to light a flare. I don't want to, but I need to be able to see. Because I know there's going to be more loot in here. Alright, I'm tempted to break down this table. It's going to take 38 minutes. That's more time than I have right now. I am concerned about the ward. I don't know if I did that right. Mainly because the creepy noises seem to be
I'm not sure I
intensifying.
can carry much more.
Okay, starting to get encumbered. That's not good. Metal container. Pie. Alright, I'll get some water, because that's probably useful. Okay, so apparently I can't do anything else. I love the atmosphere, by the way. The music is genuinely, like, my palms are sweating. I'm sitting down, so I'm not worried about my knees.
Wonder if the owner's around.
But I may or may not have just lowered my arms, so, you know, draw your own conclusions. Still no lantern of any kind. And I feel like I'm probably,
Would have thought to
like,
look here.
just wasting my time doing this scavenging. The main thing I'm looking for is a lantern, which is not likely to be in cabinets. They usually spawn... Alright, now I can see the ward. So that seems to come and go, that information. I hear scary things, and I don't know what they mean. But they probably mean death. Or something adjacent to death. I don't want to be death adjacent. I don't even want to be discomfort adjacent, to be completely honest.
Someone's stash.
Thank you, Mark. Alright, so... Is that a better toque than the one I'm wearing? I bet you it is. Yes, it is. Wear that. Alright, there does not appear to be a lantern here, so I'm going to have to check. Where I will probably find a lantern is the gas station. So, what do the diary pages say? A pale river turned in on itself, a rush of blood to my head. A pale river. Only the crooked path leads me astray. So do we have to go to another zone? I don't know. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. They're rhetorical questions. I don't know what I'm doing, and I like it that way. So let's step outside. So the ward is still showing. I don't know if that fade out on the ward is because I'm not within the ward's protective zone. That would kind of be my guess. Oh, that sounds like I shouldn't be here. That's what that sounds like. That's the sound of you shouldn't be in this place. I'm also carrying way too much crap. And there is not a lantern in here. Ragged work pants.
Carry this load for much longer.
That's a win. Decent hoodie. Also a win. Let's put those on. This seems fine. This seems totally fine. Once again, out of any kind of sustained lighting.
What the hell was that?
Oh, so we can actually see when the Darkwalker is getting close. I love that. That's great. So if we come over here... Alright. If we lure the Darkwalker that way... Alright, that's moving straight toward it. This is nice. Alright, see, I'm closing the distance much more quickly than I would like to. I'm hoping the lure worked, because otherwise... Hey, guess what? We can see the Darkwalker. It's visible. That question's been answered.
No.
Oh, this is freaking cool. They've got the psychological aspect built into it as well. Alright, so let's just run this way.
That's not an animal.
No, it is 100% not an animal, Mark. Survive until it devours you, or you are overwhelmed by the toxic fog. Seek out the diary pages.
What is that thing?
Alright, so it doesn't seem to be, like, beelining toward me. I'll say that. Alright, I'm no longer getting a proximity warning on the Darkwalker, which is interesting. Oh, this is frickin' insane. Alright, so didn't get to finish looting up stuff in that area. Hi? Why do you sound like you're right next to me? Was that the sound of the lure being destroyed? Because it definitely seemed like it went to the lure. And now I feel like it's going to come straight for me. So I'm going to go... I'm headed back toward the farmhouse. You know what I need? Coffee. That's what I need. Give me some of that. Also drink soda. Just stand here in the middle of the road, drink an orange soda. It's normal, right? This is how people react when they're being chased by invisible supernatural entities. This is categorically different from anything in the Metaseries up to this point. And yes, my palms are still sweating. Alright, so the fog definitely seems to be worsening, but I would imagine that even in the fog, there is an ability to see the fire from a distance. The green fire is probably quite bright. You remember how fast that one was? Did I just see something over there? There's no way you teleported. This is great. Go to Pleasant Valley, he said. It'll be fine. Alright, that's the one that I went to. That is the fire by the barn. I've been to that fire. So the fog is evidently like is toxic, it seems. Hi. Have you noticed that there have been no wolves yet or bears? That's one observation. All right, there's some matches. I'm going to need those because right now I don't have a better light source of any kind. Oh boy. So I'm guessing the ward, that's not getting any dimmer on the screen. So I'm guessing the reason it's translucent is I'm no longer in the protected location, which makes sense. So the ward, presumably, can be used to protect a location that I'm looting. And give me a moment. I just heard a demon. And by demon, I mean a doe. The ward can presumably be used to protect an area that I'm looting while I loot it. This is fantastic. I'm also getting kind of tired. So, I mean, obviously, I have the ability to sleep. So you would cast a ward on a place, or you would paint a ward on a place, and then sleep while the ward was active. Presumably. And we can only use the fog repellent sigil or glyph once. So it definitely seemed like the effect that was kind of surrounding my screen when we were close to the Darkwalker was meant to complement the proximity warning, but also give me a sense just visually, without just representing it purely through numbers, hey, you're getting really close to this dude, and or he's getting close to you, maybe consider going the other way. Because it does seem possible that I can kind of put distance between the two of us. All right, there's another flare. Perfect. Interesting. This is nuts. So a crooked river. Where are there crooked rivers? There are crooked rivers in Timberwolf Mountain. I think it referenced a Pale River, though, didn't it? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to cast a glyph on this location as I enter. I am, however, going to pop a flare. If the Darkwalker starts getting close, I'm just going to run to the farmhouse and cast a glyph on that, or I should say paint a glyph on that. Antiseptic. My guess is that I will get information on the Darkwalker getting close to me, even... Nice. There's another flare. Even when I'm inside. That would be my guess. I don't think I'm impervious to the Darkwalker indoors. If I am, then I'll find out eventually, but I don't believe I am. So I'll have to kind of make a sweep of the rivers in Pleasant Valley to see if I spot another fire, to confirm whether or not it's referring to something in this zone. Because otherwise it's like you're asking me to look at other rivers. And Pale might be a reference to something, but I can't.
This'll come in handy.
I mean, oh nice, a fire striker. Bleak Inlet, maybe? Pale Bleak? You follow me? so maybe... Alright, let me stop for just a moment. I know. I have anxiety too. Let's drop one of those. I've got to get rid of some of this crap I'm carrying. As I literally quote a line from the game. Alright, that's better. I've got a ton of soda. I'm going to go ahead and eat this fresh rainbow trout that is somehow 100% perfect condition. Everything else here is fine. I need to keep all the spray paint, which, believe me, is annoying. I'm going to drop that stump remover, and now let's attempt this. I talked about this a moment ago. I'm going to use a ward. I'm assuming I can repaint a ward after the one that I've already painted expires. I'm going to use a ward on the farmhouse to protect it while I get some rest. The sun's never going to come up because this is endless night. Still looking for fires. Hello? I mean, if the Darkwalker is close, I will hear the Darkwalker. You know? Okay, I do not like this low visibility. Because I cannot tell where the farmhouse is. I should have kept my bearings straight. I'm used to having a little bit more visibility walking towards the farmhouse, and now I'm utterly turned around in the orchard. With no bearing. Well, I don't think I'm completely turned around, but I have no bearing on where this farmhouse is. At all. I'm keeping my head on the swivel, looking for the silhouette of the farmhouse. Okay, that's the sound of a structure in that direction, so I'm going to follow that. But it might also be just ambient noise. Alright, those are trees. Oh, this isn't good. Okay, so if I walk this way, I think I ended up kind of veering left. Yeah, I did. Oh, that's not reassuring. Let's throw this so the hissing goes away. Okay, I see a I see a lamppost. I see a car. Maybe that's the car. Yep, there's the farmhouse. Perfect. Okay, so apparently I can only paint one of them at a time. I have to wait for the first ward to expire. Okay. Let's check for a storm lantern in here somewhere. Please, 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 please. No, I don't want to break down the table. I wanted to interact with the freaking... Oh, good. Storm lantern. Perfect. Alright, let's throw the match away. I love that animation that they added. It's freaking perfect. And this storm lantern is nearly full. Fantastic. Yeah, so when I'm indoors... I don't see the information on the ward for whatever reason right now. I don't know why that is. Alright, so this is raw venison. I'm going to drop that because it's not useful to me. I'm not going to loiter long enough to cook.
This is like something out of a
Alright,
horror.
Darkwalker's getting close. Alright, the ward is... crap. That's not good. That's not good. The ward is still up where I painted it. So, I mean... The only real option I have right now is to stand right here. Okay, let's... Alright, so maybe the glyph can be repainted now. Apparently not. Oh boy. I really wish... Alright, the ward is almost gone. There's a pry bar. Oh geez, I think it's like pretty much at the house. I am out of sprint. Alright, so... That's going to protect me, right? Or wrong? It's saying that the Darkwalker is close.
Ah, damn it!
Mark is not happy. This could be bad.
God. What? Ow!
This is freaking incredible. / terrifying. Okay. And that's it. So is that... That's probably a devouring right there. Is what that is. Because I can't move. So the ward did not function as advertised. What's going on? This seems... This seems broken. Uh-oh. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. This seems broken, but we're at about the 45-minute mark for this. So... we can go a few more minutes. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and quit. We'll start a new Escape the Darkwalker. Still start in Pleasant Valley. I'm going to treat that as a death. Safe zone for 15 minutes. Okay. So maybe you have to paint the ward down, like, close to yourself. If that makes sense. Apparently, like, painting it on a building is not enough. You have to paint it, like, if I wanted to sleep in a bed, for example. Yeah, notice how bright and, like, visible everything is right now. If I wanted to paint it on a bed... Or if I wanted to sleep, rather, if I could gather my thoughts from all of this terror. If I wanted to get some sleep, I would have to paint it on the floor near the bed, presumably. And that's assuming sleep is even really an option. It might not be. You might be meant to be, you know, more mobile. And it's possible that they want you to just keep looking for the fires rapidly, like as much as you possibly can. So I'm going to bear that in mind. Go for a few more minutes here. We'll probably end up at the barn again, but this time, rather than going towards Thompson's, I'm going to go from the barn to the farmstead, because I feel like I'll be more likely to find a lantern there, and I won't have to burn through flares. That was a big source of anxiety and uncertainty. Also, for the record, I was kind of stream of consciousness for a lot of that first run. I can dial that back, and probably will, just to focus on learning as much as I can. It was overwhelming in a good way, but I can focus a little bit more on the atmosphere and a little bit less on the commentary. And I feel like that's probably for the best in this context. So that is what I shall do. Don't worry, I'm still going to talk.
Hope I can still eat this.
Yeah, he can. Alright, so when I came out here before, there were 2 bodies. Yep. Frozen corpse. Sardines, lovely. Fire log, nice. Energy bar, nice. Alright, let's see if we can find that fire again, if it's in the same spot. Ooh. Oh, yep, there it is. Same spot, which is interesting. That implies consistent scripting. I'm just going to beeline for that. And, I mean, I guess I will head to the barn because that'll be a nice save point for the end of this episode. But again, once I've searched the barn, farmhouse it is. I've got to learn a little bit more about how to figure out the glyphs. And I know I was blurting this out before, but just to be very clear, this is my first time playing this challenge. I haven't looked up exactly how things work. So comments, Premiere chat, all of that. As far as like telling me how to do things, let's not do that. If I ask a question and clarify that it is not a rhetorical question and I genuinely want to know, then you can answer it. Okay, a pale river turned in on itself. That's the same as before. Another Mackinac jacket. So a lot of the same gear. That's very precisely scripted, in fact. A little bit surprising, to tell you the truth. Okay. So the fires supposedly offer some protection too. That's something I'll have to figure out. But yeah, basically I want to struggle. Like, I want to figure this stuff out on my own. So however tempting it may be to help me understand the mechanics, please understand. Most of you do, and I really appreciate that. But for those of you who genuinely want to help and not spoil the experience, but who just want to help, like, by telling me what to do or like explaining mechanics, that is a spoiler for this particular challenge, given how much lore is involved in this. So please refrain. Although I do appreciate the sentiment of wanting to help, and I appreciate you for putting it out there. Probably should have said something like that at length a little bit earlier on, just to like fully clarify. But live and learn. All right. Grab some flare shells. I will loot up a little bit in here. Darkwalker arrival in just a few minutes. There's some more cedar firewood, fir firewood. So far, I've noticed some similar items, but it's not... It doesn't seem exactly the same. Did I already get in here? I think I did. No, I did not. It would be strange if the loot table were identical. Although I feel like that antiseptic was there before, and I feel like that archery book was there before. So we'll see. This was originally conceived as a Halloween challenge and then added as a proper challenge with more of a... Okay, that pry bar wasn't there before, I don't think. So that's a win. It seems like one of the things you have to do when the Darkwalker arrives, you pretty much have to run, unless you know how to use the glyphs to protect yourself, which I clearly do not. You just kind of have to run. All right, let's open up this one, see what we can find. The pry bar as an early find is handy, because there were definitely some lockers that I couldn't get into. Oh, nice. That's an old-fashioned parka. And some snow pants, so that's handy. And on that note, I'm going to go downstairs and just step outside for the sake of wrapping up this very first episode of Escape the Darkwalker. Holy crap. This is insane. I guess I will poke my head into this tractor since I'm staring at it. Yeah, there's a couple of items of food. And I will make a concerted effort in the next episode to head towards the farmhouse, not only loot that up, hopefully while protecting myself better against the Darkwalker, but also then beginning to search the rivers of Pleasant Valley to see if that diary is referring to something in Pleasant Valley, or if it's saying, no, you need to go to Hush River Valley. So I am going to resist temptation, and I'm not going to look up that fact. I'm not talking about like where to go specifically. I'm talking about answering the question of, is it expecting me to go to entire other zones, or is it kind of localized to the zone where you start? Who knows? In which case, if it were localized to the zone where you start, it's both hilarious and sad that I chose Pleasant Valley for this, but that's what I've gone with. So I'm not really going to find out intentionally, and again, please don't spoil it if, I have to go to other zones. I imagine that I do. That's kind of been my impression of the challenge. I just don't know for certain. And don't worry, by the way, we're going back to the save point at the beginning of the next episode, so this time that's ticking by right now is irrelevant. But that's my objective, is just to search the rivers to see if I can find a pale river turning in on itself, and the crooked river, as referenced by this journal page. Let's take a look at it real quick before we wrap up, just for completion's sake. On the nature of Darkwalker. All right, so award a shield if only for a little while. Knowledge will help you defeat the entity for good. A pale river turned in on itself, a rush of blood to my head. Only the crooked path leads me away. Only the crooked path leads me away. Is that a reference to Milton and the crashed prison bus? Maybe. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to do too much while I'm technically in limbo right now, and I don't want to think too much about gameplay while I'm in this limbo, because I'm going to use that save point from a moment ago to make things happen and load up, for the next episode. So I will stop this one here. In the next one, like I said, we're going to go check out the farmstead and see if we can find another fire. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one and we're not too overly terrified, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. That flare will be back at the beginning of the next episode. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.